Hey, this is a bit embarrassing, but if you could hit the like button, that'd be nice. This is where I'm currently at with painting the underside. This is all the underside. Remember, if you're waiting for parts off of Amazon, you could always paint. You could always paint. You could paint things such as your engine cowl if you decide to go with making it camoed out and all tech cool or duck cool, whatever type of cool you want to call it. So in this case, I'll be stripping it all down. Well, for the most part, stripping all the paint off, taking all the plastics off, and then hand sanding and prepping all the exterior so that paint can stick. Which is I did to this. What has me hopeful is the fact that it's a matte sheen. So the next time you see this, it'll be spray painted with base primer that allegedly sticks to everything, and then it'll be painted the same green as everything else. Next clip should be of me actually installing these with the some filler putty and all the joints that it actually seals from the inside out this time instead of me trying to do it from the outside in. Something of note for this particular model or year model 3.3 Mercury, it didn't come with a factory kill switch because I think this is like a 98 or 93 to 98 or something like that. It just had the push button stop, and I didn't like that because sometimes I hunt all by my lonesome. So I J-rigged, or I just swapped out a retrofitted kill switch. It is tested. I didn't make a video on how to install this, but you remove the old one, you cut some wires, you either get a retrofit kit or replacement kit that has an eye splice or whatever that's called, one of the whole ones that you can put in there, and then you snip some wires and then you replace it and then you solder them together and it works. And now I feel so much safer, and I didn't think to make a video of the install because who's actually watching this? Hopefully you, but who's actually watching this? It's time to do the epoxying, or at least on the sides right here. I've already sanded it down. That was fiberglass, or epoxied, sorry. This is bare wood. It's been sanded down and prepped. The engine plastic parts have been successfully painted. So hopefully those stick. And then the next video or next clip is going to be with these installed. I'm going to be mixing up some epoxy putty, some epoxy filler stuff, and it'll be great. Alright, a little bit of quickly thrown together putty and, well, not putty, filler. Bonding? Whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's garbage, I know. Both sides have been installed. I've got filler bonding stuff filling that joint. It's got a nice layer. A good bead came out. Since I decided to paint the interior first, I learned the valuable lesson of, hey, epoxy will drip out onto your lovely paint, so time will tell if that helps or not. I was going to leave the front sealed, but then I realized that was dumb, so I've got some hatches off of Amazon. Yay, Amazon. These are some cheap Chinese ones, but there is an O-ring in there, and then I will take some jelly, like water resistance grease up that O-ring to help keep it waterproof. And now I'm going to locate the spot that it's going in, and then I'm just going to trace around and then carefully cut it out. That way I can start running the navigation light, which I'll put right here, and then my floodlight slash spot right behind it, just a little bit higher up so that I can see mainly when it's time to collect decoys, or if it's super dark out and I really can't see, which is the purpose of having a floodlight. Here's everything painted up. It's looking great. It's sticking pretty well. I did get some little runoff, so I might sand it to make it a little bit cleaner, or I just might install it. We'll find out, right? Man, that is one ugly green color. Yeah. Oh man, the lighting's horrible back here. Hey, it's painted. It's assembled. Somewhat durable. I'm not going to paint that color. I'm not going to paint the face. I left the instructions on how to start up, and I left that. The only thing I didn't do was leave the neutral forward. That size the point. All I know is that it's looking great. I will do a wrap of fiberglass around here, like it said before. One last final thing to make sure it actually stays sandwiched. And then I have a piece of flat metal right under there. I've got the holes drilled out. All that is left, besides fiberglassing that, fiberglassing this, and installing nav lights, is I went and bought some Gator Glide to put on the bottom. I also have to put some keel strips so I have a dragging surface. That's where we're looking so far. Oh, that was tacky. Shouldn't have done that. It's great. Hey, Ren. Ren, can you smile for the camera? Yeah, you're a good boy. Eventually, I'll learn how to actually YouTube and maybe actually learn to YouTube. But I've got a nice fiberglass wrap on this. It was glued and it was epoxy, and I was like, all right, cool, time to wrap it in fiberglass actual. Oh no, where'd you come from? Gross. Trash. So I wrapped it just to make sure it didn't try to split on me from the top, which it'll still do, but at least I tried. It's super ugly here, but there is the whole bondant fillet, so the epoxy with the filler all the way around, so I know it's sealed from the inside out. Right here is going to be the this thing right here, yeah, and it's going to go right there, and it folds so that I can fold it like so. That way it's out of the way when I don't need it, and then when I do need it, I can fold it back the way it was. I drilled a small hole on the inside of the frame, tucked away, and once I've fiberglassed all of it, the top, to make sure it's ready, I'm just going to do a thing of fiberglass because I barely have enough epoxy, and I don't really want to buy any more, but I'm pretty sure I have enough to do one last sheet of all this, and it'll be great. But I'm going to run the wire to about right here, put my battery box mid-side, and then I have holes right here so that I can hook up a spotlight right here. Hopefully that timed out well. It didn't, but I'll have my navigation light right here. My spotlight will be right behind it, raised up so that it actually clears it. I was going to have a waterproof gland wire hole thing right here so that I can route it through the hole and feed it back, but I couldn't find one that fits, so I'm gonna make do with some magic, and I'll actually show how I did that. But that's the navigation light. That is a nice spotlight. It worked pretty well when I had it on my kayak, so that'll be exciting. Right here I'll have a handle so I can pull. Most likely it'll be a little D-ring with just a loop and some threaded bolts going all the way through. But this is where I'm looking at this point in time. Great news, I got more epoxy. Also great news, I'm done epoxying. I've got the top all epoxied out, fiberglassed out, fancy words. I've got so many layers back here holding the transom in place. There's extra fibers everywhere that I'm gonna have to scratch off with a paint scraper or carbide scraper, sand the edges, and then she'll be ready for paint. And then once she's ready for paint, well, topside paint at least, I will paint the top. And then after I paint the top, I'll flip it over, and I got some Gator Glide, whatever it's called, the stuff that everybody keeps recommending so much, and I'll paint the bottom. And then after I paint the bottom, I can go register it as a boat. But what's next after that is going to be installing the lights right there, more lights right there, the running light back there for the stern light, put the motor on, and it's a boat. So exciting. with the epoxy done, sanded down, and wiped off to make sure that there's no dust or anything stuck on there, it's now painted. I've cut out the center spots. I didn't cut it out very well because I rushed, because, you know, why take your time? So instead of making sure that this doubler was cut properly, I kind of smacked it, forgetting that I glued together, and the Gorilla Glue works really well. So it's ugly, but it's all painted. Don't ask what those red lines are for, because I'm not going to tell you. Hatches are not installed. I made some stencils using my laser cutter. It's just cheap, Amazon one. Got some foam material. Found some camo stencil outlines on Google that are free. And then I cut them out. And then I applied them to my motor. So it's kind of camouflaged. That is an ugly camouflage. And in keeping and true with the channel's name, it is a very messy garage still. But I'm having the time of my life. It's officially a boat. It is now titled / registered, so I can actually take it out to the spots I want to go. So all I have left is install the actual hatches. Well, run the navigation lights, and then install the hatches. Put a couple more coats of paint. And then the next video that you see should be it either floating, or it'll be the next video you see will be with it floating and the lights installed and then the battery pack and cool stuff. I'm just waiting on Amazon, but turns out if you buy stuff during a popular sale on Amazon, all your stuff gets delayed. So yay for Amazon. So if you're still watching at this point, there was a bunch of views on the first and second parts of the build video so far, and like 8 likes on both. Kind of made me sad, but because there's a good bit of views. But for more people to be able to find the videos easier, I need more likes, or the videos need more likes. Not necessarily me needing more subscriptions or subscribers. So if you hit the like button, it makes the videos easier to find. And then other people can see me struggle with this build and maybe learn something, or, you know, like, think about it. So just hope you enjoyed it and hope you're sticking around so far. Let me know if you got any questions down in the comments below.